At this point, I'm probably the 1 millionth channel that is talking about the fucking YouTube issues that has been happening over the past few years. But this time, I actually want to talk about it a little bit more myself personally, because I feel like this could even affect me in the future, and that could actually be problematic. And I feel like me and many other creators are currently suffering from just AI reviews and no actual person actually talking to us about the issues that are currently happening for our channels or a future issue that might appear later on. So basically, there's a whole problem right now with the moderation with YouTube. There's a lot of content being thrown out. There's a lot of strikes happening left, right, and center, and a lot of channels being removed outright for no absolute reason. And people have to appeal, have to send emails, and for me, it doesn't matter as much because I earn barely a penny. But there's people that have like 500,000, 700K, millions of subscribers that are currently suffering from this issue. And there's almost no way to solve it. So they made a frequently asked question about the YouTube content moderation and appeals, which is kind of odd that this is being made as of 2025. This should have probably been maybe a little bit more transparent back in the day. And I feel like there's still some things they're doing that should be done in a complete different manner. So the first issue that I already take in is that they use a lot of AI tools to try and moderate many channels, and I can understand that things have to be moderated because YouTube is massive and there are millions of channels, but they're still terrible because normal humans are being flagged for content that shouldn't be flagged. There's a bunch of AI content that is malicious. There's a lot of harmful links and scams going on as videos, and they take ages to disappear, and there's not a damn thing this whole automated moderation is doing about it. And that shouldn't be done. We need to be more precise with which content needs to be removed and which content does not need to be removed. They need to update these automated systems because a lot of people right now are being flagged wrongfully. I myself I haven't really been hit myself, so I'm just talking out of other creators and not myself personally as of right now. But it's also one of those things that I could be scared about because these are things that could happen to me in the future. And I'm just there thinking, now I have to suddenly start appealing. I have to start sending hundreds of emails and go into contact with the TeamYouTube or whatever in the chat. And it's like, I might not even get a human back because sometimes they do reply with an automated message. And I'm just there like, I just want to talk with a normal human being behind the monitor about the issues that I have, because no AI can fix the issues that I or someone else could have. Now, this is the one that personally I do want to talk about because this needs to be changed completely, in my opinion, the circumvention. Because the way the system right now works with YouTube is, for example, if you had or used to have an account 10 years ago, as an example, you were probably a kid and you did some stupid things, you did maybe some harmful comments, or you posted a video that you shouldn't have, and you're gonna get striked for it, or you're gonna have a community guideline strike, and your channel gets removed, and you're probably too young to even appeal it because you don't understand what has happened. This is completely beyond your understanding of how it works to maintain a channel and to follow good guidelines. But I will say that so far the system basically works that if your channel has been removed 10, 15 years ago because of a stupid mistake you made back then, every single channel you would like to make in the future, or if you decide to appear into others creators' channel as a main feature, let's say you end up having a partner and she has a YouTube channel and she wants you to be in most of her videos, chances are that channel can also get striked because you prominently appear on that channel very often. And AI moderation could probably flag it, and even that channel could get terminated because you are appearing as a main feature, because you're basically shown in almost every single video now. And that is a big issue. That should really be fixed. The whole termination, circumvention, ban evasions, that sort of stuff, it needs to be done completely different, because it's not just being stupid kids, it's also being vengeful people and wanting to strike your channel. And if you don't appeal in time, you don't happen to be on your PC at the moment, or you're trying your best but you don't have enough time, because usually you have about 30 days and they don't get to you back on time, or they're still going to disagree with you and they feel like it's completely fine to strike your channel down, even though it's just someone having a vendetta against you. then that channel has been deleted. And the problem is then, of course, that all the channels you want to create are near impossible. You're just going to be found at some point and you're going to get in trouble for that. And that's just a complete stupid system in my opinion, and it needs to change. Nowadays, they do have a sort of pilot method to try and appeal again if your channel has been removed. But as far as I understand it, you also would have to wait a year. So if you, for example, have someone having a vendetta against you for 3 copyright strikes and your channel gets removed and YouTube doesn't answer in time, or they decide to say, no, you're being removed because we have checked our systems and it's all correct, then say goodbye to your channel and you'll have to wait a year maybe to hopefully get it all back. See how you're gonna do that. I'd like to know it myself, you know, just for future purposes if I ever do get in trouble. But yeah, Team YouTube has been going off lately. Saw a lot of questions this week about content moderation, appeals processes, the help of our trust and safety teammates were sharing answers here. That's basically the page I just opened, which was utter garbage. And then of course you have the context that YouTube uses AI for content moderation and for appeals. Mainly, I'd like to say there's barely any human behind that monitor. Creators were false flagged as being ban evading from the same account, proving this tweet is inaccurate. How to use Windows 11 offline were marked as dangerous, violent content by AI. I've also very often seen Team YouTube respond with an AI message because they are supposed to also write the channel name on their reply, but they don't do that, or they forgot to do it, and they basically just answer with a template message instead of the real message that was supposed to be sent, and that is also basically an issue. Anyways, for me, it's definitely just a thing of like these moderation tools and the way banning works or getting striked or having to do an appeal needs to basically change, because right now you could falsely get flagged for your own content. You could have someone striking against you because, you know, your opinion was completely against them and they see you as an enemy, so they just decide to strike you down. And right now, because YouTube doesn't exactly want to be the middleman between certain channels, and such things need to be gone to court, copyright strikes and such, they kind of just accept it most of the time. Sometimes it can be ignored and they say that they don't have enough evidence to send a strike. But if it's being done by an AI, there's still a chance that it might happen, and that's a problem. So yeah, someone having a vendetta wrongfully by the AI being flagged, you made mistakes in a past channel, because again, if you made a channel 5 years ago and you got copyright striked because you were playing a certain game that had a piece of music in the background, and instead of getting claimed, you get a strike. Trust me, I've had strikes before, even for background music that plays in the game, and there isn't like a copyright free option in the game, so I don't know this until way later. Sometimes you even get a strike for a video that's like 5 years ago, and there's no way for you to fucking know that beforehand. And sometimes you can get striked multiple ways. How are you gonna fix that? You tell me. You got like 2,000 videos because you do, for example, Let's Plays, or you do 2,000 videos for other type of content, and you're gonna get flagged for a video in 2017 3 times. Your channel gets removed and now suddenly you have to appeal it. That's just so much unnecessary work, and it just causes a ton of unnecessary stress for creators that they have to get through, and it's just a pain in the ass overall. But that's my opinion. The whole appeal system needs to change. The ban evasion and such things, or circumvention, it needs to be changed as well, because at this point we're kind of being seen as fucking criminals. But even criminals get second chances in life. However, so far for YouTube, in that sort of sense, if you get banned once, you get sent to prison once, you're not really allowed to get out again. You're there for life, and that's pretty much it. So that also needs to change in the future, and just the amount of AI moderation needs to be either updated, or you need a couple more extra workers to get things going. You know, people work 8 hours a day. They can have enough. They can work on enough appeals every single day, and they'll get back to human They'll get back to your channel within no time. This shit needs to be done. You can't just let AI do most of your work, because it's, well, clearly you see what the problems are right now. There's a bunch of channels getting problems, and it's not just that, it's also just the fear of getting into a problem. Hell, it could probably happen to me. I've been making videos since 2021. There's some videos that from 4 years ago or something could get flagged for a random reason. Maybe someone hates me, or Or maybe YouTube decides, or there's a certain company that notices their music is being used, and they're like, hey, hold on, I ain't gonna claim that, I'm gonna fucking strike this, you know? And the fuck are you gonna do then? You're just gonna have problems left, right, and center, and you have to fucking contact YouTube the entire time just to get your shit back. Come on now. This is people's livelihood. Some people just earn their money through this alone. And you're basically just removing that part, even though they haven't done anything wrong. But that's just my opinion. I know I'm not gonna fucking change anything. This shit needs to change, man. Now, I know my voice is pretty in the minority, or in the sense like I'm not gonna get enough views and people talking about it. I'm glad there's already enough people talking about it, because they need to be held accountable. Because right now, the biggest problem aside from that is that YouTube just has a fucking massive monopoly. And yeah, sure, you have Rumble and such like that, but they are not big enough, and they're not also well moderated, because most of the bad people are being pushed over there. No hate towards them, but you know, if you can't go to YouTube, you know, and you go to the alternative, it's kind of like the underdog, the dark areas of the internet. But right now there is no competition. So what YouTube doesn't say, you'll have to fucking follow, because you don't really have a choice right now. But anyways, I just wanted to voice my opinion about the matter. Because shit is ridiculous, and I also fear for my own channel, not because of not being able to earn anything, because I don't really earn much at all, but I've got a whole fucking portfolio of great gaming content and reviews and whatnot, and I sometimes like to look at them back. But if one day this channel gets fucking removed, I won't be able to do that unless I back it up in time. But that's like 600 terabytes of content. And I'll have to fucking get extra cartridges to try and save it somewhere. Like, come on now, man. This shit needs to change, genuinely. Like, this shit has gone... This goes worse over time, and there has been no improvements whatsoever. I mean, copyright itself has always been a problem. I've been talking about copyright for years, and shit has gone even worse than back then a few years ago, and now it's even worse now. But, man, I'm at a loss for words at this point. I feel like I've said enough, because now I'm just going to start rambling and I want to get out of that point of view. But shit needs to change. That's all I'm going to say. That's all. Thank you for watching, and take care, everyone. Peace.